Kilo 1, Bravo, Oscar, Bravo, standing by for the Flyers Club net.
K1BOB, W5OG, good morning, Bob.
Well, good morning, Dale. Good signal here. How are you guys doing?
Well, we're doing okay, and are you on the ICOM?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I've been on the ICOM all week. Seems to work just fine, and the antenna's back up and working. I don't know what happened to it. I got snow on it last night, but it's only 27. So it's beyond me. I haven't figured it out. Maybe I won't. K1BOB.
Did you submit a help desk ticket on the Flex?
Yeah, I've been going back and forth with Tim down at Flex. He's asked me. I told him what the basic problem was. He told me to check something, and I knew that wasn't it, and it wasn't. And then he asked me to send him a schematic over the the list of emails we got going back and forth. So I made him up a schematic yesterday. I wrote it out. I took a picture of it. Yeah, there's no way to send a picture over the system they have there. At least I couldn't figure it out. Anyway, I explained it to him how I have it hooked up, and haven't heard back, so I probably won't hear back until at least Monday, I think. He's been pretty fast in getting back, though.
Well, that's interesting. Did he indicate it might be the SD card?
No, I asked him that right off the bat, and he took me through the self-test, and he says if you got a green light, it's self-test, and it's not the SD card, so we can't figure it out. I did hook it directly in with a Cat5 cord straight from the radio to my laptop, but I can't show anything on the laptop that's coming up.
Well, I know that Bob, K2SJP Bob, said that it was when he changed the SD card, it fixed it, and he was getting a green light with a bad SD card. So I don't think that's always the case, Bob.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to mention to Tim next time. I remember Bob saying that, and I think when I brought it up the other day. So, well, I don't know, scratching my head. It's been sitting here the same way ever since I added Starlink close to a year ago, I think, at least, and it was over a year ago, and it's been running fine. It just goes straight to a switcher box, and then it goes out to either computer from there. And it was working fine for the last year without Starlink and any interface with the internet. So I'm pulling my hair out. I don't know. I think it's got to be the radio.
Yeah. One way or the other, I think that's the problem. But you never know with Flex. That it's a strange animal. Of course, if you ran it direct with a RJ45 cable from the computer to the radio, and you still couldn't see it, there's something else wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I couldn't even see that I had a direct contact into it. I go to Wi-Fi. I can see all the Wi-Fis I have transmitters, but nothing comes up as a hard wire into the laptop. I talked to my daughter, and I'm going to get back with her. So I just don't know. I think it's the radio. Hopefully not, and I'm surprised they just wrote off the SD card so fast after I knew a couple of guys told me that was their problem. And Bob mentioned again the other day that he had a green light, and it was the micro SD card, so don't know.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of self-test functions that are performed to get the green light, so that tells you a lot about what's going on, but not everything. Anyway, I'll be standing by as well, and I see Mike is using my radio this morning, W5PU. Good morning to you, Mike. And I guess Lee asked a question. Do you have a member number yet, Mike? And I don't know the answer to that. So, and maybe John, WA6LJS, you might answer that question, John. Good morning to you, W5OG.
A good signal, Bob. K1BOB, W5ABI, yes, 10.
Yeah, 10 over here, Joe. Very good signal. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning to you. Hope you get your problem solved out there. Sounds like it's pretty frustrating.
Well, if I didn't have more radios, I got plenty of HF radios, so it's not a problem. If it goes away for a while, I can always throw another. I've got a 7600 behind me and a 7110 on the table here I'm working on right now. So, yeah, I may resort to doing that if this is going to be gone a while. I don't think it will be, though. Well, I hope not, but I got a long ways to ship it from twice the guys that live near us, and I think that's where they repair them. So we'll see what happens. I hate doing that. It's it's over $200 to ship something out and then have it shipped back. So I always think about that. That's because of the price of the radio or so. Anyway, good morning, Joe. K1BOB, standing by for the Flyers. 5 minutes.
K1BOB, W5ABI, standing by for net.
K1BOB, Good morning, Jack, K1BOB, and good morning, Bob, K1BOB.
Okay, Bob. I was listening to you guys over there. I definitely got the green light, and it turned out that yes, the card was the problem, so they're not exactly right in telling you that. However, I would try to take off the operating system and try reinstalling it. And, maybe a problem is a software problem, which might be able to correct at home without shipping it there. But that's
K2SJP, W5OG, are you on your beam antenna there, Bob?
Copy you there for a moment, so I missed some of that, but yeah, I remember you telling me about the green light, and you still needed an SD card, so it is what it is. I better get off of here and open it up. K1BOB.
okay, Bob. And Dale, yeah, we're on the beam now. Go ahead.
Yeah, a couple of times there you were very light. I don't know, very unusually light. So maybe it's just bad conditions. W5OG standing by for the net.
Okay, I'm going to take a look and see what's going on.
W78JM, standing by for the Air Force Fire Subnet. Good morning, John. W5DRI sounding good out of Arizona locally.
This is K2SJP. This is K2SJP, standing by.
Much better. What'd you do?
I had my audio too low.
Okay.
Big difference, Bob. You're up to an S9 just about in Idaho. K1BOB.
K2SJP, WB5DRI. You're blowing me out of my desk here.
You too, Mike. Good morning to you.
Well, good morning to all. This is WB5DRI. We'll be net control this morning for the Air Force's Flyers Club Net. I want to welcome everybody to the Saturday edition. This net meets on this frequency, 14.290, every day of the year, normally starting up about this time, about 10 o'clock Central Time. The Flyers Club consists of military aviation members, both active and retired, and veterans of all the military services, to include pilots, air crew, ground crew, air traffic controllers, missile crews, support crews, and anyone involved with military aviation from all of the air branches of all of our military services. We also very much like to welcome visitors to the net, and you don't need to be involved with the military or aviation in order to check in. Our purpose is to promote fellowship between those radio amateurs who devote a portion of their lives to support our air forces. This is a control net. We like to use the words contact, relay, check-in, or info to contact net control. We also have a very good website at www.airforces, plural, flyers, plural, club.org. I repeat, Air Forces Flyers Club.org, which has a lot of good information about our net, about our members, and also an online application if you feel qualified and would like to join. Again, that's not necessary in order to check in. Again, my call sign is Whiskey Bravo 5 Delta Romeo India. My name is Brian, and I'm located down here in the Alamo City in South Central Texas in San Antonio. Our format for this net is we take check-ins and we go down the list, allowing each station to give their reports, and then we go back for a second 73 round if there's time. Usually on Saturdays we have a little bit more time for the net. At this time I'll stand by for any on-the-air check-ins before I go down the list that we have on NetLogger. You can check in on NetLogger. We also usually have a YouTube live stream from K4YDB, Charlie there, so we'll see if that comes up here in a minute. But let me go ahead and open it up and see if we have any additional on-the-air check-ins other than the people that have already checked in on NetLogger or that I've heard this morning. This is WB5DRI. Please call now.
Kilo Bravo 7 Lima Alpha Kilo Justin and
Check-in relay, K1BOB.
Go ahead, relay.
Yeah, K1BOB, good morning. And that's John on Echolink. I'll bring him in this morning if you wish.
Okay, that'd be fine, Bob. Thank you. K1BOB, go ahead. You can definitely do that when we get all set here. But appreciate that. And we'll get him in right at the top there this morning. Okay, I did get KB7LAK also on the list. I heard him, so we'll put you on the list, Justin. And everybody, please let me know if anybody needs to be a short timer. Let me stand by. WB5DRI. Okay, well, let's get a call out from the West Coast. WA6LJS, John, could you put out a call, please?
Wilco, this is WA6LJS relaying for net control for the Saturday morning Flyers net. We're looking for check-ins, either members or visitors. Call now. Nothing heard out west. Back to net.
Okay, John, thank you. let's see if we can get a call out from the East Coast there. Charlie, K4YDB, are you up? Can you put out a call?
We'll go. This is K4YDB relaying for Net Control. We're looking for check-ins to the Air Force's Flyers Club Net. Members or guests, please call now. It's all quiet here, Brian.
Okay, Charlie, thank you. Let's see. Let me go down the list as I have it. At the top of the list this morning, we have K0ZNC, Don in Longmont, Colorado. Good morning to you, Don. Then we have our itinerant local, my neighbor here to the north, WB5DRI, whose mobile is 18-wheeler this morning. Cliff, good morning to you, Cliff. Then we have, it looks like a visitor from Texas, David, N3DME. And I don't think we have heard him on the net before, but possibly. But good to have you with us this morning, David, and we'll try to get you in there at the top here, toward the top, and so that we're sure that we do that. Then we have actually N5BE. Good morning to you also, Lee. Lee is up in Arlington, Texas, and he's helping us with the NetLogger this morning. So good morning to you, Lee. Then we have WW5ENZ, Mike, up near Oklahoma City. Chief Mike, good morning. Good to hear you, sir, and I heard you earlier on the net here. Then we have W6WAY, Jim. He's in Corona, California. Good morning to you, Jim. Then we have Scott out in Pennsylvania, K3VAN. Good to have you back in there with us again, Scott. Then we have KF7GJO, Carl. Good morning, Carl. Carl's out in Sparks, Nevada. Let's see. Then we have my older brother Dale, actually, up in East Texas, W5OG. Good morning to you, Dale, and love to you and Carolyn there. Next we have our commander, K1BOB, Bob, up in Boise, Idaho, who I just talked to. So good morning again, Bob. Then we have Mike, W5PU, who is the relative up in East Texas there, just down the road in Alba, Texas. And he is married to Dale's daughter there. So good to have him with us this morning. And let's see. Good morning also to John, W7AJN, out in Peoria, Arizona. And then we have Joe in Las Cruces, New Mexico, W5ABI. Good morning to you, Joe. Then we have K2SJP. That's Bob out in Lutz, Florida. Good morning, Bob. And good signal here this morning with me. Let's see. Then we have WA6LJF, John, another one of our net controllers out in Humboldt, California. Thanks for your help this morning, John. And good morning. Then we have KM4CAX, another one of our net controllers, over in Sophison, Georgia. Jack, good morning to you, Jack. Then we have K4YDB, Charlie, who is doing a live stream of our net this morning on YouTube. If you type in his call sign, it should come up for you there. So good morning, Charlie. Again, and then we have KS5KY, Chris, who is up in Bowling Green, Kentucky, I believe, and he's probably still in the snow up there. I mean, I just hope it's not too cold for you there, Chris, but good morning to you. Then we have N1SSN, who is Frank down in Florida. Then we have, good morning to you, Frank, and then KB7LIK, Justin in Utah. Good morning to you, Justin. Then we have another station that's checked in just now, another one of our members, Todd, is one of our newer members, I believe, WB5DRI, and he is also in Kentucky. So good morning to you, Todd. Then we have WB2JJO, and that's Ray. He's listening out in New Jersey there. So good to have you out there listening to the net this morning, Ray. And we hope you get your antenna fixed soon there. Well, Brink, that is the bottom of the list. Do we have any additional check-ins before I go to the question this morning? And let me stand by for additional check-ins. Please call now, WB5DRI. Well, hearing none, let me go ahead and get to the questions this morning. Let's see, and I just lost it here. Can't believe I did that. Hang on a second here while I bring this thing up. Let's see. Oh, stand by.
Brian, I can read it for you off of NetLogger if you are off of the live stream if you want, W5OG.
Sure, go ahead and do that, Dale. I appreciate that. I had it on my phone. I usually print it out, and I didn't print it out. But I'll bring up Charlie's live stream in the meantime. Go ahead and read the question. Thanks. I appreciate it. W5OG, WB5DRI.
All right, everybody can read the question of the day on Charlie K4YDB's live stream on YouTube, but I'll read it for you. This is W5OG. The question of the day: commercial aircraft have thrust reversers on their engines to slow the aircraft on shorter runways and on wet and slick ones. And I might add, on any runway. Which commercial aircraft does not have thrust reversers on all its engines? Would it be answer A, the Boeing 747-800, or answer B, the Airbus A380, or answer Charlie, the Boeing 747-400? Answer Delta is the Boeing 747-200. And answer Echo, the Boeing 747-100. One of those aircraft does not have thrust reversers on all its engines. And for the bonus question, the thrust reversers on an aircraft engine account for what percent of its total weight? And I guess Brian means the total weight of the engine. The thrust reversers on an aircraft engine account for what percent of its total weight? Would it be A, 10%? Or B, 20%, or answer C, 30%. Answer Delta is 40%. And the hint is that the answers are matched. In other words, A, B, B, C, C, and so forth. They're a matched pair. Makes it easy. All right. Is that about the extent of it, Brian? Anything else I need to add? WB5DRI, W5OG.
Dale, thank you. W5OG, WB5DRI. Yeah, That's super. Let's go ahead and start here. I thought this question would be interesting since we were talking a little bit about thrust reversers one day on the net. I did a little research and came up with this, and it was kind of an esoteric question, so that's why I matched the pairs there on the answers to make it a little bit easier. It's probably a softball question, but we'll see how this goes. But it was kind of interesting to me, being a non-flyer. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Top of the list is Don, K0ZNC, and I guess Bob, K1BOB is going to bring you in, Don. So good morning, WB5DRI.
Okay, this is K1BOB, and good morning, Don, K0ZNC. You're up for the net.
I did not hear you on actually, Bob. I did hear you on the CSDR, however. I hope you're simulcasting okay. Anyway, this is K0ZNC, and one up Colorado. Good morning to all the flyers. Well, a more typical fall day here in Colorado today. Sun is bright and shiny. The temperature is 35 degrees. The high is about, I think they said probably 41 degrees. And I even said there's a 10% chance of moisture. We've really been lucky with being so dry and not having any fires. We'll take those days every day we can take them. So that's before we have moisture along with the good weather. So anyway, let's see the question. I have absolutely no idea. When you said what percentage of the weight of the aircraft, I assume you mean the empty weight of the aircraft. I can't imagine thrust reversers being a large percentage of the weight of the aircraft. And I think the smallest weight that I heard was after Alpha. And since we're having a double question with the answer being the same on each one, so we got Alpha. It should be around, I think, for the 73 round. Give me a shout. And Ryan, if you would, please, appreciate it. With that, thanks again for getting me in there, guys. Appreciate it. We'll turn it back to you, Brian. WB5DRI via K1BOB. We'll be standing by for 70, please. K0ZNC.
K1BOB, back to WB5DRI.
Okay, thank you, Bob, and good to hear you this morning, Don, K0ZNC, WB5DRI, and I should qualify that question again. I kind of messed up the question a little bit this morning. I apologize for that. It's not the weight of the aircraft, it's the weight of the engine. What percentage is the thrust reverser part of the engine to the total weight of the engine? That's the question there. So I'll go ahead and put you down for the correct answer there, Don. I think you would have gotten it correct if you'd understood the question. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's go to W5PIX. Cliff, good morning. Where are you mobiling today? WB5DRI.
Good morning, Brian. Thank you very much. W5PIX here at Bryan College Station. And we'll be headed to San Antonio once we get emptied out here. Now, listening to Don's explanation, I don't know that much either. My thrust reversers were propellers. Turboprops, that is. But I'm thinking, as big as the 80 is, I would go with Bravo. Those 747 47s, and the way they designed the thrust reversers today, my cowling back compared to the old clamshell, as what they had on the MD-80, and some of the Douglas aircraft. So it was a clamshell. They've done away with that. They're sliding the cowling back. Different design. So I'm going to go with Bravo. Right or wrong, 20%. Thank you, Brian. And I'm hearing you locally here in Brian College, fairly here in Dale. And I do hear most everybody else on electric. Morning, this is WB5DRI Mobile.
Okay, Cliff, very good, very fine. W5PIX, WB5DRI. Well, drive safely out there, and I'm glad you're hearing me here locally, so you must not be too far away. But got your answers there. Bravo, bravo. And let's go ahead and move on. Next up would be our Texas, other Texas station this morning, or another one of our Texas stations, N3DME. That's David up in Euless, Texas. And I haven't heard him yet this morning. But good morning, David. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Brian,
anybody hearing David?
Name window.
Oh, we checked out. Okay, thank you, Lee. Appreciate that. And we're down to you, Lee, N5BE. Good morning. Go ahead and take your turn, sir. WB5DRI. Thanks for your help.
Yeah, WB5DRI N5BE. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, everyone, today on this really sunny but cold day in Texas. Most of the ice is gone, so no more freaking out for a while, I guess. I have to say, K0ZNC, wow, what great audio. So well done, Don, and well done, Bob. That was one of the best transmissions from him ever. Very clear, very distinct, so nicely done, guys. On to the question. Well, you have me at a disadvantage here, Brian, so well done. I work mostly military programs, some commercials, but the only airplane that I have seen with my own two eyes with only using two inboard thrust reversers, number 2 and number 3, is the A380. And I know it's matched with 20%. I would have thought the weight would have been a little less, but as you said, it's kind of like pick your poison there. So I'm going to go with Bravo. And as an aside, we picked up a company called Middle River, and they were part of Martin Marietta, and they made aerostructures, including thrust reversers and nacelles, and they were desperately looking for work. And as some companies like Bell were divesting of making structures and farming that out, they were desperately trying to pick up some of that work. And I was kind of the middleman there trying to make a marriage happen. But that was back in the day. Also Vought, what used to be Vought, LTV here in Grand Prairie, Texas, when they transitioned from being an airframer to I'll say a contributor, they made engine nacelles as well. So my memory is they made most of the engine nacelles for the early Canada Air business jets and airliners. So they had that going down there. I don't know if I think that whole thing has collapsed and been plowed under now. So that's today's little history lesson there, Brian. Thank you. Excellent question. I love it. Can't wait for the answer. WB5DRI N5BE.
Okay, Lee. Thanks for that. N5BE, WB5DRI. Well, thanks for all of that. Your comments are always interesting and appreciated there, Lee. And I really thank you for your help on NetLogger. That really makes the net a whole lot easier to do here this morning. So anyway, let's go ahead and keep it moving. I got your answers there. It's Bravo, Bravo. Let's go to Chief Mike and see what he thinks. WW5ENZ up near Oklahoma City. Good morning again, Mike. WB5DRI.
Okay, WB5DRI, WW5ENZ. Good morning again, and yeah, it's 36 up here, so we're warming up. Anyway, yeah, as far as the question goes, oh man, how can I go against Lee? I mean, so I'm going to go Bravo, Bravo also. Anyway, it's a pretty nice sunny day today, just like Lee said, but still cold. Anyway, I'll go ahead and turn it back to you. Looks like, we've got quite a list today. So WW5ENZ, back to WB5DRI.
Okay, Mike, good to hear you this morning, WW5ENZ, WB5DRI, and hope it's starting to warm up there, but I kind of doubt it is. I would think that way because I'd be hoping it would be warming up here. It actually is warming up a little bit here today, although we had a hard freeze last night. Started out this morning with a low of 28 very early in the morning, and now we're up in the 30s. Well, actually, I just looked at the temperature again. It was 37 when I started the net, I think, or just before the start of the net, and now it's the sun is out and it's really starting to warm up fast. It's already up to about 44, and I think we're going up to 56 for the high. Anyway, got your answers there, Chief, and let's go ahead and keep it moving here. Break with you. Let's go to W6WAY, Jim, out in Corona, California. Good morning, Jim. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Okay, yeah. WB5DRI and W6WAY. And let's see. I flew the 747. The 100 and the 200. I did not fly the 400, but I can't imagine doing an airplane without reversers. So I'm going to go with Bravo, Bravo also. That's my answer there. And by the way, the wind is not blowing at all today, and I got my vertical back up, and so I'm putting out all I can here. Back over to you, Brian. WB5DRI, W6WAY.
Okay, Jim, W6WAY, WB5DRI. Well, you're sounding good this morning, Jim, from Corona. Glad you got your vertical back up. And we got your answers there. Bravo, Bravo. And yeah, I thought this would be an interesting question for all you 747 pilots and Boeing aficionados. Anyway, we'll see how that comes out at the bottom. Let me break with you. Let's go to Scott out in Pennsylvania. Kilo 3, Victor Alpha November, K3VAN. Scott, you're up. WB5DRI. Good morning again.
Okay, good morning, Brian, and I just want to get a radio check with you and see if you can copy K3VAN. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, were you asking me a question there, Scott?
Yeah, Roger. Brian, I was just trying to see if you were copying me okay. I don't have the best antenna, and I wanted to see how propagation was doing today. You're coming in S8 here in Pennsylvania, but I don't know if I'm getting out, and I might need a relay. This is K3VAN.
Frequencies in use, sir. Frequencies in use. WW5DNZ. There's a net in progress.
Frequencies in use. Okay, Scott. Well, I'm copying you about a 5.4, almost a 5.5. Go ahead with the rest of your transmission. I didn't catch your answer to the question there. You're a little bit light, but I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Okay, Brian, WB5DRI K3VAN returning, and I'll keep it short. I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I have no idea. I was a C-130 guy, so we had our own version of reversing thrust, obviously. But I'm going to go with Charlie. I'm going to go with answer Charlie. How copy?
Oh, okay. Thank you, Jack. All right, Scott. Well, you're a little light with me this morning, Scott, but I was hearing you. I appreciate your answer there, and good to have you in there from Pennsylvania. And maybe the conditions will improve a little bit, but I am hearing you on my radio here, Scott. So we got you down for Charlie. So let's go ahead and keep it moving here. Thanks for joining us this morning on the net, Scott. Break with you. Let's go to KF7GJO, Carl, out in Sparks, Nevada. And thanks again, Carl, for sending me another one of your novels there. I really enjoyed the Submariners, the Indomitable Patriot, the Submariners, and I'm sure I'm going to enjoy the Aviators just as much. You're up, sir. KF7GJO, WB5DRI.
Yeah, roger that, Brian, and thank you. Good morning, everybody. KF7GJO is here. Yeah, you certainly didn't have to send that gift. I appreciate it, buddy, but it was unnecessary. Let me know when you get a ways into that book, and I'll send you the next one in the series, Special Operations Vietnam. Anyway, yeah, if anybody is curious, I put Brian a couple books in my Indomitable Patriot series, and anybody else who's interested in reading them, shoot me off an email, and I'll send you PDF copies of the book. And there's 12 in the series, so if you like them, hey, you can always go on Amazon and buy them. Aye. Okay, yeah. Well, our weather out here remains cold and dry. I've been dragging my feet. I still haven't got the snow blower out of the shed, so I'm probably going to get my butt waxed here before long. We'll get a foot or two of snow, and then the thing will be sitting out there where I can't get to it. So in my life. Anyway, yeah, an interesting question that you put out there this morning, Brian, and I never knew that Boeing built an 800 series of the Jumbo, but I've got to go with the Airbus A380 because I'm pretty sure only the import on that airplane, which of course would be answer Bravo for the bonus question that the reversers account for 20% of the engine weight. So E and B for my answers, and yeah, I hope you enjoy the Aviators. That cover of the other book that I sent you, 160th Floor, the Night Stalkers. The fellow on the cover of that book is the real Mr. Pat from the book series. Of course, I made him a naval aviator for the series. In reality, he was an
ship in Vietnam. So good net, buddy, and I'll be with you to the end. So back to you. WB5DRI, KF7GJO.
Okay, Carl, KF7 GJO, WB5DRI. Well, very, very good. Appreciate all that, and I hope you don't have too much snow to blow around there to clear off your driveway and everything, and your walk and what have you. But I'm sure old man winter is definitely in the throes of most of the country, I think, this morning. But good to hear you, as always, Carl, and thanks again for your historical novels there. And that's your answer there, is bravo, bravo. Let's keep it moving here. Let's go to my older brother up in East Texas there. Dale, thanks for all your help this morning. I usually have that question printed out, and I didn't have it printed out, and I didn't want to mess it up, and I tried to find it back on my phone, and of course I hit the wrong button, and it disappeared. Anyway, thanks for the help on that, and good morning, and love to you guys again. W5OG, you're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Yeah, fine, Brian. W5OG here. No worries. That's happened to me a time or two also. Especially that part about pushing the wrong button and it goes away just when you needed it. Anyway, yeah, we've all been there, I guess. And yeah, it's a good thing that we have that this live stream, Charlie. It really comes through there in the pinch. And of course, you were accounting for that fact that it was going to be there anyway. So that's always pretty soon we learn to depend on it. Let's see. Interesting football game last night. I enjoyed the game, even though Texas was overwhelmed in the last quarter by the Ohio State team, and congratulations to them. Outstanding football team. And that NX6RG, of course, is from a graduate of Ohio State, and he's not on weekends, but we'll have to make sure we point that out. Well, anyway, we acknowledge that when we talk to Bob next. And, congratulations to them, and Texas had a good year, and we're all proud of that team. They've really done some great, with Coach Sarkisian, he's really built a good program there. And we'll see what happens next year, I suppose. That's what we always say. But, they made it to the semifinals, so I thought that was outstanding. So congratulations to the football team of Texas University as well. And I'll tell you, this is going to be a good game between Ohio State and Notre Dame. No question about that. Two powerhouses there. So it'll be fun to watch the championship game on this brand new CFP, the college football playoff format, which is really exciting. I think I like it. And let's see. As far as the question, I thought the best statement I've heard today was from Jim, W6WAY, and I'll quote him because it was pretty good. He says, "I can't imagine Boeing building an aircraft without thrust reversers." And of course, that's exactly right, Jim. But I'll have to add, except for the Air Force. Except they'll build them for the Air Force without it. Absolutely. I don't know. Inexplicable to me why they would do that. Not Boeing's fault. That was purely the Air Force's fault. Anyway, we can talk about that, and we already have, additionally, I guess. Anyway, I'll put it back to you, Brian. You got a nice long list this morning, and thank you for doing the net, and thanks to Charlie for having the live stream up and going. Back to net control. WB5DRI. Go ahead, Brian. W5OG.
Okay, Dale. W5OG, WB5DRI. Well, very good on all that. And I know you flew the 747, so I know you know all about all that with the thrust reversers, and so I'll put you down. I'm sure your answer is Bravo, Bravo there, so I'll put you down for that. And again, thanks for your help on the question this morning. And thanks to Charlie, too, for putting it up on the live stream there. That definitely does help on YouTube. Let's go ahead and move on here. Break with Dale. Let's go to our commander now, K1BOB up in Boise, Idaho. How much white stuff do you have up there this morning, Bob? K1BOB, WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, K1BOB, good morning, Brian. Thank you very much for doing the net. Good morning to all the flyers and guests out there. This is K1BOB, Idaho. And yeah, Brian, it's probably 28 degrees. It stayed pretty warm all night. Didn't get down much below that. It's currently snowing. We got an extra 3 or 4 inches at this point on top of 10 to 12 inches of accumulated snow. A little more shade. So we're doing okay here. Let's see. Thank you, Leon, for doing the logger there. And WB4YDB for doing the can't live without it these days, can we, gentlemen? Anyway, good question there. Well done, Brian. I was sort of wondering the same thing myself when we were talking about those Pearl engines that the English were building over here. And I kind of wondered that myself, but I never looked that up. But anyway, I'm going to get in line. Call me a lemming, and put my lemming T-shirt and hat on and fall in line with everybody else. So I'm pretty sure it was if I had to guess, that's what it was. And on the second one, on the added weight percentage to an engine, I would have thought it could be much higher than that. But I guess it depends on the engines. That seems like a low number, but who am I to argue with paired questions there? So with that, Brian, this is K1BOB. Back to net control.
Okay, Bob, K1BOB, WB5DRI. Well, very good on all that, and you're over the 9 mark this morning with me, Bob. Good signal here in San Antonio, so good to hear you as always. And we got your answers as Bravo, Bravo. Let's go back up to East Texas again to Mike there, W5PU. Good morning to you, Mike, and love to you and my aunt there and family. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
And good morning, Brian, WB5DRI. A pleasure to hear you and love to all of you as well. I am just 3 miles down the road from my father-in-law, W5OG, and just a pleasure. We got to see them last night, and I think it was maybe a good part of the football game as we stopped by. I did catch it in the last couple of minutes and got to feel the pain they felt, but I understand. I just like watching football. Not really sure if I care who's playing. I enjoy watching the game. Beautiful day out here on the farm, and many projects to do, but I'm going to stick around and listen in and learn as much as I can. As far as the question is concerned, I have the luxury of following my father-in-law, who I know was a 7-4 pilot, as well as others, 7-5, 7-6, and all his military career. And I can attest that on the E3, no thrust reverser, and that was a Boeing airplane as well. So I thought it was a great question because chances are when you list all of the 47s and you say which one doesn't include all thrust reverser, there could have been some oddity in that list. But I will line up on Bravo Bravo with everyone else and go with those as my answer. Great net, Brian. Thanks for all you do. I meant to mention that as well on Friday yesterday when I got to listen as well. So impressed with the net and all the flyers and all the vast amount of knowledge here. So pleasure getting to get on the net again, and I'm going to send it back to you to listen in more. I'll stick around for the 7-3 net, 7-3 round. The WB5DRI and the flyers. This is W5PU. Back to net control.
Okay, Mike, very good. W5PU, WB5DRI. Well, sure is good to have you in there this morning with us, Mike. And yeah, I didn't comment about the football game. Yeah, congratulations to Texas for getting as far as they did, almost to the very end on the contest there for the college football. And I guess it's now going to be between Notre Dame and Ohio State. And we'll see if Ohio State can hold up against that powerhouse Notre Dame. They're pretty good. They beat Indiana, I know, pretty handily. Anyway, good to hear you, Mike, and got your answers to the questions there. Bravo, bravo. So let's keep it moving here. Let's go on out to Peoria, Arizona, to John, W7AJN. And John, I hope your wife and granddaughter are over the flu now and doing better there. You're up, sir. W7AJN. Good morning again. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, W7AJN. Good morning, Brian. Great question, great net. It's not my wife, it's my granddaughter and her mother, so that'd be my daughter, and Michaela are struggling with the flu. They went to the hospital yesterday, and it's confirmed that it is flu. So they got the Theraflu, I think it was, that's supposed to take care of that. So they should be on the road to recovery this morning. So I haven't talked to them yet, but we'll do that later. It started out at 35 degrees this morning. Pretty chilly for Arizona, for this part of Arizona. It's up to 74 right now, and it's going to go up to 62 today. So another pleasant, sunny day in paradise, as Mike just often said. Let's see. I haven't heard from my two cousins in California. One in Pasadena and one in Glendale. And I did talk to them on Wednesday night, and that was one of them had been the people in Glendale had been evacuated, but the people in Pasadena were not. But I called a couple of times while I don't get any answer. Just get voicemail, so I don't know what's going on. Anyway, prayers for those people out in California. They really need it. On your question, Brian, I'm going to go with Bravo. That seems to be logical. And so that's where I am. So W5DRI, W7AJN. I'll be here to the bottom.
Okay, John, very good. W7AJN, WB5DRI. Well, I got your answers there. Is bravo, bravo, and I'm glad to hear that your family is okay, and sorry to hear about the flu, and hope that passes quickly for everybody. And also, very good on everything there in Peoria, the weather and everything. Your temperatures are very similar to ours here in San Antonio this morning. I'll put it that way, except we're only supposed to be up to about 56 for the high, I think. But anyway, good to hear you as always, John. And we'll break with you, and let's keep it moving here. Let's go on out to Las Cruces, New Mexico, to Joe, W5ABI. You're up, Joe. Good morning. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI on the flyers, W5ABI. Clear blue sky, no wind, morning here. We had a low at 22. Right now it's 29. So it's pretty cold here. It's supposed to go up to 54. So that's about average, except for the low this time of year. Boy, conditions are really funny this morning. You were about an F5 when the net started. and then all of a sudden it jumps up to S10, and for a while there in S10 to 20 over 9. So I hope conditions are both ways. I hope you're copying me okay this morning. Let me see. I'm going to go with the lemons. I'll also go with Bravo, Bravo. And we'll be here till the bottom. And thanks for running the net. Good morning to all the flyers. WB5DRI, W5ABI.
W5ABI, WB5DRI. Okay, Joe, well, you're over the 9 mark with me here also, probably very close to 10 over. Good signal, good to hear you this morning. And I got your answers there as Bravo, Bravo. So let's go ahead and keep it moving here. Let's go on down to Florida. Next up would be K2SJP, Bob, down in Lutz. And I know he flew 747s also. For FedEx, and also for Pan Am, I think. So, good morning again to you, Bob, and you're up. K2FJP, WB5DRI.
Good morning to all the flyers. For me, congratulations. Sorry you got changed. On the question, I am looking to be contrary. However, I will have to qualify my answer. 20% is the average weight of the thrust reverses of the engine, and so that would be the Bravo for sure. As a 747 captain for 20 years, and not at all was an explanation of the A380 does have two onboard engines. 747, the one on the launch is 800 So I know the A380 would be the Bravo, but technically the A380 does have two thrust reversers. So really, the true answer would be none, because the question was and I can remember in my 747 flight, and had gone under on December 4th, 1991. I was in the top 7% of seniority. And stayed on with IAM all through December and January. And it was in January 1992 that we were bringing aircraft back from all over the world to replace the passengers one way and bring them back. The only time, except for one time, in my VIP, which means Veterans Association. And we use the word man air. And the aircraft give it to Miami and line them up one by one. Flight, sadly, was January 92. That's from this session. To be contrary, the engine. Thank you, Brian.
Okay, Bob, K2SJP, WB5DRI. Yeah, you got the question correct, of course, Bob. The question was, which commercial aircraft does not have thrust reversers on all of its engines? So that was the question, but very good on all that, and very interesting stuff on Pan Am. You know, it's really, it's a shame that they went out, for sure. You hate to see a great airline like that go out of business, and I didn't realize it was that long ago, 92. That's a pretty long time ago, really. But anyway, very good on all that, Bob, and we got you down for Bravo, and I didn't comment on the forest fires in California. I should, that John mentioned, W7AJN mentioned. Yeah, our prayers go out to all those folks out in California that are having such problems with the forest fires out there. I hope they get all that under control and all put out. I did see some interesting video. They had a DC-10 that was dropping fire retardant liquid on the fires, and also a C-130 from what I saw on the news. So that was kind of interesting to me to see those two fairly modern aircraft, of course, dropping the fire retardant liquid there, fighting the fires. And I guess they had a problem with some yahoo who flew his drone out there, and they had to stop temporarily while I guess the authorities took care of that guy. I can't believe somebody was that stupid, but they're out there. Anyway, very good on all that, Bob. Break with K2SJP. Let's go to John out in California, who is out in California in Hamul, and I don't think the fires are close to him. But good morning to you, John, and thanks for your help this morning. WA6LJS, WB5DRI.
Okay, good morning, Brian. This is WA6LJS in Hamul. And good morning to the net. Nice conditions today. You're coming in booming, well over 9, Brian. Sparky was 15 over. And the only one I had a little bit trouble with is one of our newest members. That was K3VAN, Scott in Pennsylvania. I had to search SDRs before I could hear him. And by the way, I think he's signed out now, but I would like to welcome Scott to the net. He is one of our newest members, and he's number 784. We had a little difficulty with the computer crash with the paperwork there, but we got that settled out. So I'll be sending a confirmation out to the officers or to the commander and Jennifer shortly. But Scott was a C-130 navigator, and he was also an instructor navigator at the Air Force Academy for a number of years. So very interesting guy. I had a nice conversation with him while I was driving down to the grocery shopping, and was talking to him for quite a while. Found out we have a number of things in common there for sure. Okay, well, talking about the fires, yeah, we're okay here, but everybody was worried down here because we had the red flag warnings. If the heavy winds had gone down here like they did up in the LA area, in one little spark, we would have had a catastrophe like they did. But luckily, the red flag warning was lifted late last night, so everything is nice here. And it's currently 44 degrees with clear blue skies and plenty of sun.
As far as the question goes, I'm going to choose Bravo Bravo. That's a very strong lemming line, and I think I was going to do that anyway because I think I remember the Airbus 380 only had two thrust reversers on the inboard engine. So, and that being a matched question automatically gives us 20%. So Bravo Bravo for me, Brian. Anyway, thanks for running things. Nice question today, and I'll be here to the bottom. WB5DRI, WA6LJS.
Okay, John, WA6LJS, WB5DRI. Well, you're moving into San Antonio this morning, John, as usual, up close to the 9 mark there and sometimes over. But good to hear you this morning, and glad those fires are not anywhere close to you guys there in Hamul. And got your answers there. It's Bravo, Bravo. So let's go out to another airline pilot, this one out in Georgia, and see what his take is on all this. Why would you not put thrust reversers on an aircraft on all its engines? I don't know. Anyway, KM4CAX. Jack, good morning. WB5DRI. Okay, Jack, KM4CAX, WB5DRI. Well, good to hear you this morning, Jack. And we got your answers as Bravo, Bravo. And we'll get to the answers here in just some dialogue about that in just a few minutes here. But I think that's pretty good analysis on your part there. But let's go ahead and we'll break with you, Jack, and let's go to our live stream YouTube guy out in Cartersville, Georgia. Your neighbor there, K4YDB. Charlie, thanks for all your help with the YouTube, and you're up, sir. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI, K4YDB. Well, good morning, Brian. Morning to all the flyers out there, and thanks for that, Brian. I got that up last night. I try to put them up as quickly as I can, but normally I put them up in the morning. But yeah, it was a good question. I was reading it when I was putting it up, but of course I didn't know the answer, so I'm just gonna go with Bravo. But anyway, right now it's currently 35 degrees here. Supposed to get up to about 38 is what they're saying today. We're not going to have any sunshine though. It's going to be cloudy all day long. It is kind of messy outside because we only got about a half an inch of snow out there, and it's just making a mess of everything. But the roads are clear. That's the good news. So I don't have to mess with that. Of course, I'm not going anywhere anyway. Right now, conditions are pretty good here. I'm hearing just about everybody on my radio. Jack was a little down in the noise. But I was able to copy some of what he was saying, but he's just so close to me, it's hard to get him anyway. But anyway, that's all I got. So I will turn it back to you, WB5DRI, K4YDB. I'm back to net.
Okay, Charlie, very good. K4YDB, WB5DRI. Well, you're over the 9 mark as usual, Charlie. Good signal here in San Antonio. Good to hear you this morning, and glad your roads are clear there. And it's not too bad of conditions for you there this morning, but I'm sure you don't want to get out too much. It's probably a good idea to stay on the warm side of the door when it's so cold out. Anyway, good to hear you there, Charlie. Thanks again for all your help. Break with you. Let's go to somebody that I know does have some snow, and probably too much of it. But I hope it's about to go away for you there, Chris, up in Bowling Green, Kentucky. But I know Kentucky was hit pretty hard by the snow and the bad weather here in the last few days. But you're up, Chris. Good morning. KS5KY. WB5DRI. Okay, Chris, KS5KY, WB5DRI. Well, a good signal this morning with me, Chris. You're very right around the 9 mark, 5-9 with me this morning. So a booming signal into San Antonio. Sounding very good. And we got your answers as Bravo, Bravo. And yeah, I hope that job works out for you there. Whatever you got going with the state, I hope it comes out to your benefit there. So anyway, good to hear you, and got your answers there. And we'll keep it moving here. Break with you. Let's go to another Florida station this morning. Frank, N1SSN. Great call sign. You're up, Frank. Good morning. WB5DRI.
WB5DRI. Good morning, Brian. In the net. Bobby, 56 degrees here in Florida. Down to 40 tonight. I guess maybe I make some of you guys envious, but it's cold for us. Do not have a type rating in the 7.4. I am typed in the 737, actually from Fuka 3 to US and Japan. So on the 747, I know it's got thrust reversers on all engines. The Airbus 380 has no reversers on engine 1 or 4. So that's the answer, bravo. The second question, I can't know if you said engine weight or nacelle weight. I know it's supposed to be more like 30% of nacelle weight. I remember the number from somewhere in my history, reading about that or putting that in the back of my brain somewhere. So let me go with C. I'm not sure if you said nacelle weight or total engine weight. I think it's 30% of the nacelle. And one other story I heard on the 7.4, maybe one of the other guys can look at that. I heard a story about a 747 flying from California to Hawaii. Apparently, number 3 engine thrust reverser failed either completely into reverse, partially reverse, and they had to shut the engine down. And I believe they barely made it with fuel efficient in Hawaii. So, interesting story there. Okay, WB5DRI Brian, November 1 SSM.
Okay, interesting story there, Frank. Thanks for that. N1SSN, WB5DRI. Yeah, very good on all that. The answers are a matched pair there, Frank, so I'll put you down. You had the answer correct there, bravo. So we'll go with that. Bravo, bravo for you. And I didn't know about that 747, but I did read something on the internet. There was an aircraft, sadly, that was lost because I think its thrust reverser came on in flight or something. And I think it was Landau 4 or something like that. I forget the name of the aircraft exactly, but that was a sad aircraft accident where everybody perished. You definitely don't want those things coming on when you're in flight. That's for sure. I could see where that would be a real tragedy. But anyway, very good on all that, Frank. And you're 5-9 with me this morning. Booming into San Antonio here. Good signal. Very nice. We'll keep it moving though and break with you. Let's go out to Utah and see how much of the white stuff that Justin has out there. KB7LAK. Good morning again, Justin. You're up, sir. WB5DRI.
Well, fine business. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, everyone on the net. About 28 degrees, cloudy. We had a little dusting last night. There's but I'm up on the mountain, so it's 5-6 inches of snow what we've had in the last couple days, last week, whatever. Expected more, maybe 20% chance. We'll see. For the answer, I'll just hop on the landing wire and go bravo. And tell a little story. My first flight in the RC-135 in 2001 became 2 flights because we were doing transition. They were doing a crash and douse up in Epley Airport at like 1 or 2 in the morning, and one of the thrust reversers stuck open on the ground, and they were revving the engine up and down, and they ended up having to call off it, and someone had to get in a truck with a hammer and come up and hammer that thing closed. And so we got a 0.3, I think, for flying from Epley to Offutt, which was like a 5-minute flight. So, they were running these TF-33 engines really, really loud on the Epley Airport ramp at 3 in the morning trying to get that thrust reverser to close. I think we've had one or two open in flight as well. Those are the TF33 engines. We should run get rid of those. We got the TF56s. Those things throw you back in your seat. So great engine. I'm not sure. I'm just going to hop in the landing line and we'll see what happens. Anyway, shout out to everyone there and good morning. Happy Saturday. KB7LAK back to WB5DRI in the net.
Okay, Justin, very good. You're good, strong signal with me here in San Antonio. Very copyable, very close to the line mark, I think. So very good. And I got your answers as Bravo, Bravo, and that's we'll break with you. Break with KB7LAK. Let's go to Todd. He would be next up. A visitor. Well, he's one of our members out in Kentucky also. And I haven't heard Todd yet this morning. I hope you're doing well, Todd. But let's see how the conditions are to your QTH there. W5PMK. Good morning, Todd. You're up, sir. WB5DRI. Okay, Todd, W5TMK, WB5DRI. Well, good to hear you this morning, Todd, and sorry you got so much of the white stuff out there. 8 inches is a lot of snow, too much probably, but anyway, good to hear you this morning, and we got your answers as Bravo, Bravo, and thanks for joining us this morning. Break with you, let's go out to another one of our Arizona stations, Art, and he's in New River, Arizona, WX7 Lima Lima. Art, you're up, sir. WB5DRI. Good morning. Okay, Art. Well, I got you in. You're in there. I heard you in spite of the QRM that came on our frequency here, but I got your answers there. It's Bravo, Bravo, I believe, and good to have you with us this morning, Art. That is the bottom of the list as I have it. Did I miss any stations on the list before I give the answers to the questions here? This is WB5DRI. Please call now. Well, hearing none, let me go ahead and give the answers here. I think everybody pretty much got it correct. The answers were Bravo, Bravo. According to the research that I did on thrust reversers, all commercial aircraft, for the most part, have them on mostly all their engines. But the weight of the engine, the thrust reversers actually amount to about 20% from what I read of the engine's weight. And interestingly, as was mentioned, the Airbus A380 only has thrust reversers on its 2 inboard engines, number 2 and 3. And from what I read, this was done to save weight on the aircraft. That's another reason, I guess, for that to be the case. But all the Boeing aircraft, all the 747s have, as was mentioned, thrust reversers on all their engines. And I found that, kind of interestingly, that Boeing very cleverly has a setting for pilots where they can use the thrust reversers on only the two inboard engines if desired. So I guess if you're trying to save, I'm not sure exactly why that you would do that necessarily, but they have the option to do that, and Boeing has provided the setting for the pilots to be able to use only two thrust reversers on the two engines if the pilot elects to do that. If you're landing on a completely dry runway and it's a long runway, you probably wouldn't have to use all four of your thrust reversers. Anyway, that's just supposition on my part. We are kind of running out of time here. I've left it a little bit long this morning. Let's go ahead and have a 73 round by exception. Any comments from anybody that anybody would like to add? Go ahead and give them now. Anything extra for the net or any comments that you'd like to add to the net? I don't think we have time to go through a whole 73 rounds, so let's just do it by exception. This is WB5DRI. Please call now. King Henry 6 Charlie Bravo. Good morning, Sonny. Aloha. Mahalo for checking in. Go ahead and take your turn there, Sonny. WB5DRI. Okay, thank you. I was on the radio, but we did not have conditions. We have daybreak about 10 minutes ago. So on this we're not going to have my breakfast shortly. Thank you for taking in. Aloha to you. Aloha to all. Everybody have a nice day. WB5, Okay, Sonny, 73 to you, and thanks for checking in with us there at daybreak there in Oahu. Good to hear you. You're about a 5.6 or a 5.7 with me this morning. Good signal into San Antonio this morning, Sonny. So have a great day there. 73 to King Henry 6, Charlie Bravo. This is WB5DRI, listening for any last comments from anybody on the questions this morning. WB5DRI. Well, at this time, then, we do have a second 73 round on Echo Link. All stations are welcome to join us over there. We have a conference node that is Alpha Foxtrot Charlie, AFFC. So if you bring up that conference node, you can join us over there. We do have a follow-on short session there for a 73 round for sure. So 73s to all. Everybody have a great day out there. Stay on the warm side of the door if you can. Thanks for joining us this morning and participating, and thanks for all the relays, and thanks to M5BE for the net logger, and to K4YDB for the live stream, and thanks to all the relays and all the help this morning. We couldn't have done it without the assistance of everybody joining in this morning. So everybody have a great day out there. 73s. God bless our troops and God bless the USA. This is WB5DRI, now closing the Air Force's Flyers Club net and returning the frequency to normal amateur use. WB5DRI clear.